Cup final watching a thrilling contest between Chelsea and PSG, we were watching something else entirely. Not the goals, not the tackles. We spent the entire match focused on one man, Cole Palmer, and one question: how often does he scan? You see, here at Be Your Best, scanning isn't just a buzzword, it's the foundation of what we do. We train scanning and game intelligence using virtual reality. And countless studies show that the best players in the world aren't just quicker with their feet, they're quicker with their eyes too. They check, they scan, they read the game before the ball arrives. So naturally, we wanted to know, how well does Cole Palmer do it, how often, and how does that impact his performance on the biggest stage? We watched every minute, counted every glance, and the results were fascinating. Let's break them down. So, what did we find? Across the 90 minutes, Cole Palmer scanned 610 times. That's 610 moments of checking his surroundings, of looking over his shoulder, of preparing for what was coming next, before the ball even got to him. But volume alone doesn't tell us much. What really matters is when he scans, and how often in the moments that count. So we looked at Palmer's scan rate, the number of times he scans in the 10 seconds before receiving the ball. It came in at 0.34. That means on average, Palmer scans 3.4 times before every touch of the ball. Now compare that to your average Premier League forward, who scans around 0.28 times. It may not sound like a huge difference, but at this level, it is. Because scanning is about anticipation, and anticipation is about time. Palmer is giving himself more time by checking more often in more dangerous spaces. The difference in scanning between Palmer and other Premier League strikers actually comes out at around 20%, meaning that Palmer is effectively scanning 20% more than other forwards around him, allowing him to spot more opportunities and buy himself more time on the ball. To put this into perspective, Lionel Messi posted the same scan rate, 0.34, during the World Cup final. In PSG's Vitinha, he recorded a remarkable 0.55 in the Champions League final. But remember, Vitinha plays as a central midfielder. He's deeper, often playing with his back to goal. Palmer is doing this from wide areas, where scanning isn't always as essential. And Palmer, he's not just glancing for the sake of it. Out of 26 receptions during the match, 15 included what we call a critical scan. That's 58% of the time. A critical scan is one that happens just before the ball arrives, helping the player make fast, informed decisions. It's incredibly hard to do when the ball is flying towards you, but it can be the difference between receiving blindly and receiving with a full picture of what's around you. Let's take Palmer's assist for João Pedro's goal as an example. First, credit to Malo Gusto. His movement is key. After laying the ball off, he bursts forward into space, dragging the PSG backline with him. At the same time, Palmer drops deep, creating a perfect counter movement. It forces Nuno Mendes into a dilemma. He can't follow Palmer because he's now worried about Gusto running in behind. This is where Palmer's awareness kicks in. As the ball travels towards him, he performs a critical scan, just enough to confirm that Mendes has stayed back. He now knows that he has time to receive, open up and turn, and he wastes none of it. He drives forward at pace, constantly scanning as he moves. Even at top speed, Palmer keeps lifting his head, checking for recovering defenders, scanning for passing lanes. Then comes the execution. With minimal backlift, he slips the ball through. Quick, precise, and perfectly weighted. The PSG defence barely has time to react. João Pedro doesn't even need a controlling touch. He rides the momentum of the pass and calmly dinks it over the keeper. A brilliant team goal, but one built on Palmer's intelligence. Movement, scanning, timing, and flawless delivery. Now let's take a look at how this goal looks from Palmer's perspective by looking at it in VR. You can see Palmer getting that quick scan in to check where Mendes is before driving forward with the ball. He then spots the run of João Pedro before slotting it home for the finish. Now you can train this along with thousands of other scenarios re-simulated from real life games in the Be Your Best app. Just click the link in the description below to learn more about it. Now, let's break down Parma's incredible second goal. A moment of pure football intelligence, perfectly executed under pressure. It starts with a direct run at Vitinha, putting the midfielder immediately on the back foot. But then, watch closely. Parma glances backwards. It's subtle, but decisive. He spotted João Pedro surging on the overlap. That single glance forces Vitinha into a dilemma. Close Parma down and risk leaving Pedro unmarked, or track the runner and give Parma the space to cut inside. Parma senses the hesitation, and this is where his disguise takes over. Look at the shape of his body. His foot opens up like he's about to slide a pass into Pedro's path. It's convincing right up until the very last second, when he plants firmly next to the ball. That small stomp isn't accidental, it's intentional deception. Vitinha bites, and suddenly Parma has the opening. But he's not done yet. What separates this from a standard fake is what comes next. Many players fail to knock the ball far enough out of their feet, making the shot too easy to read. Parma doesn't make that mistake. His touch is perfectly weighted, giving him room to load up, shift his balance, and throw in one final dummy. And then, the finish. Low, precise, and cold. This wasn't just individual brilliance, it was planned, layered, and delivered with complete control. While Parma may have introduced himself as world-class with his Club World Cup heroics, this wasn't the first time he's put his football intelligence on full display. Whether it's threading impossible passes, selling defenders with subtle fakes, or showing the sheer confidence to do the unthinkable, Parma has it all. Many of you might remember his 4-goal performance against Everton, a dominant, complete display and a masterclass in decision-making. What made it even more fascinating? Chelsea had a pitch-side camera tracking Parma for the full 90 minutes. And when you break it down, it's elite. You see the scanning, frequent, intentional and sharp. While he may not scan quite as often as your top central midfielders, his head is constantly on a swivel, even while sprinting at full speed. Even in the tightest of spaces, he finds time to check his surroundings. Like here, the ball is flying towards him, but Parma still squeezes in a final critical scan. Then, one touch, one turn, and a penalty won. And finally, there's the goal that sealed the headlines, his lob over Jordan Pickford. Before the pass is even played, Parma takes a subtle step to his left, inviting the ball into midfield, almost daring Pickford to play it. And when he does, Parma pounces. He anticipates, intercepts, and finishes with ice-cold composure. Cole Palmer's game isn't just built on talent, it's built on awareness, timing, and intelligence. From scanning in world finals to outsmarting defenders under pressure, he shows us that thinking faster is just as valuable as moving faster. And the good news, this kind of scanning, this game intelligence, can be trained. At Be Your Best, we've built a VR platform designed to improve exactly these skills: scanning, awareness, and decision-making in match-like situations. It's used by some of the very best in